Welcome back. I'm CringeyJesse. This is my channel, and this is Formula 122. A quick recap on what we've been through so far. First of all, we set that one lap in practice down in Miami for Red Bull to give me a chance to race for them in F2. We struggled a bit in the championship, but finally overcame our rival of Guan Yu Zhou and won the F2 championship. We've been drafted? Is that the right word? I don't think that's the right word. But we're going to use it. We've been drafted. We have a contract to race for Red Bull Formula 1, as was the whole goal through F2. For whatever reason, they replaced Max Verstappen with me. So as of right now, in this season, this is a world without Max Verstappen racing for Red Bull. It is me and Sergio Perez. I think it's going to be a wonderful season up ahead of us. Here we are at qualifying for round 1 in Bahrain. I'm excited to see what happens. For a quick note, off to the side, one thing, if I feel like these videos are too short and they feel rushed, I will up the amp I'll up it. As of right now, qualifying is short. It's just one session, however many minutes that is. I have no idea. It's somewhere a little bit more than 16 minutes. I think it's 18 minutes. I'm not sure. Obviously, in the video, you're not going to see all 18 minutes. You're just going to see my qualifying laps. But if I feel like it's too short in the video, I will do full qualifying so you can see Q1, Q2, Q3 if I make it that far. Also, my races are medium length, which means they're somewhere between, I think the minimum I've ever seen is 13 and the most I've ever seen is like 20, maybe 20. I'm not even sure. If I feel like that's too short, I will also up that amp, that level. I'll up it up to long. But for right now, I'm going to keep it short because I know these videos are already going to be shorter than the F2 videos because you don't have to worry about Sprint Race 1, Sprint Race 2, and then the featured race. It's just qualifying and the featured race. I am also going to use this time to try some more different editing skills, editing POVs, and all that fun stuff. You might not see it in this race. I will try. You might not see it in the next race, but I will try. I want it to look decent. I don't want it to look like I don't know what I'm doing because, let's be real, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I've talked way too much already as it is. I don't know. I will find out when I go back and I edit these things. But we're going to go right into qualifying here. As we make our rounds of the final turn of our first flying lap, we're zooming to the finish line. DRS open, ERS low. We put in a time of 1:30.8, putting us in P5 as of right now. Coming down to the last turn. Going to finish our second lap. And it does not look like we got the improvement that we needed. So let's hurry up and get back to the garage and try again. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to make it. We're just now under 10 seconds, and we still got not only this long straight, but the next one as well. So unfortunately, we did not get to the line to start our third and final lap on some fresh, soft tires, so it looks like we will be starting in 9th place going into the race here at Bahrain. Let's see, we got George Russell starting on pole, Carlos Sainz behind him, Charles Leclerc behind in third. That's our podium sitters at the moment. Sergio Perez sitting in 4th, Lewis Hamilton in 5th, Lando Norris in 6th. Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon, the Alpine drivers, taking up spots 7 and 8. CringeyJesse in the Red Bull in P9 in his very first Formula 1 race, and then Daniel Ricciardo with McLaren closing out your top 10. You know what? It appears that I have lied to everybody at the beginning of this video. I just want to say I apologize. I did not realize I was doing full qualifying, but it does appear that I am doing full qualifying. So that whole ending I did going into the race and who was doing what and who was where, ignore all that because we are in Q2. If you noticed that before I did, go ahead, let me know down in the comments below, because I was not paying a bit of attention whatsoever. But yeah, here we are in Q2. It looks like we made it to Q2. Into the final turn of the flying lap we go. Pedal to the metal, hitting the DRS zone, going straight forward to the line, and we get P8 with a 1:31.6. This was not part of the plan, but I'm up by half a second with absolutely no ERS, running to the line. Can I beat it out? I do beat it out, and I go back to P8. I think I fell a couple positions, but look at Magnussen and Schumacher here in the top 10. If they can keep that up, they go into Q3, and having both Haas cars in Q3 is going to be a game changer. As we come down to the final turn of the final lap here in Q2, a little bit more of a spin, and oh no, we have lost all of our time. The spin has slowed us down. We are in the red. It is over. We are P10. We come across the line to finish out qualifying, and we just make it into Q3 by the skin of our teeth. Coming down to the last turn of our first flying lap. Pedal to the metal as early as we can. Hit the DRS zone. Cross the line, 1:30.4, our first time on Pro Pole, as it's been taken away very quickly by Lewis Hamilton. As we come down to the final turn of the final lap of qualifying, as soon as we cross the line, qualifying is over for us. We are up by almost 0.06 of a second. Crossing the line, finishing Q3, we are going to start the race in P4 for our very first Formula race with Red Bull here at Bahrain.
No more testing, no more practice. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Jester, Charles Leclerc, and Fernando Alonso. Bottas, Perez, Norris, and Esteban Ocon. Ricciardo, Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, and Tsunoda. Joe, Gasly, Alex Albon, and Sebastian Vettel. Stroll, and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race.
And here we are with round one at Bahrain International. All the lights are gone. We're taking off. Not a bad start. Pretty slow. Let's see if we can do anything up the inside like we like to do. Got past one for sure. A lot of touching going on back there as I do a little spinny spin. Sergio Perez came and hit me in the back, and somehow I got the warning for it. I don't really understand that one. As we settle into P4, where we were, the only thing different is I have passed somebody, and somebody passed me. Because George Russell, I don't believe, was in front of me. I could be very wrong. Could be very wrong. So what we are going to do here, while I try to catch up to George Russell, is we are going to go back and look at that start. All right, and looking back at the start as the green or the red lights are up and they are gone and everybody is off. Carlos Sainz does get a good start right off of it, heading down into turn one. It looks like Lewis Hamilton is getting a good push as Sergio Perez pulls out on me, and that's where that warning came from. I didn't realize he had actually got that close to me. And it does look like Carlos Sainz took a very good lead coming off, followed by Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, then me, and Sergio Perez trying to cut off Charles Leclerc out there. And then we have Valtteri Bottas taking a spot away from Charles Leclerc, followed by Lando Norris. I couldn't think of his name for a second. And then you have the two Alpine drivers and Daniel Ricciardo, with both of the Haas drivers, one of them taking a deep dive on the inside, getting past Daniel Ricciardo. Couldn't tell you who that is. I can't see the numbers. They're going by so quickly. It's that Haas driver right there is Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher making the dives here on lap 1. That is crazy. Let's get y'all back to the actual fun in the live action race. And it looks like here at the end of lap 2, around the end of lap 2, Lance Stroll pulls off to the side, retiring his car. Something must have went wrong with it. And as we enter lap 5, going down to turn 1, we have the DRS. We have the skill of diving. We're literally the best at diving. We take P3 away from George Russell right there as we got the DRS off of that onto the straight in hopes that it will help us pull away from him. Looking here at Valtteri Bottas to see what exactly happened to him as he comes around the outside here with the Alpine car. Oh, he's on the curve and he spun out. He spun out and he's allowing everybody to pass him, which is, you know, good sportsmanship as everybody, you know, he is off the track and slowing people down. Almost taking out the Williams and the Aston Martin back here. And here we are coming to the end of the 13th lap. We are actually going to box this lap. As you can see, we're about 2 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton, who is boxing in front of us. And Carlos Sainz is staying out for another lap.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Coming to the end of the 14th lap, there are some people in the pit lanes. If we can pass any of them that were already in front of us, that would be great. It does not look like it. It looks like Carlos Sainz is already coming out on the other end. After doing a lap of cold tires, Perez is ahead of us as of right now, but going into turn 1, it's going to be close, but I think I have it. And he's got colder tires. Back to a 3, almost 4 second deficit behind Hamilton. Oh no, we spin. We spin, losing a couple of places all the way down to P6 behind Charles Leclerc. Looking now at Daniel Ricciardo to see exactly what happened to him as he's coming to the final turn here at lap 17. I don't know, it looks like it might have been an internal problem as he is slowing down here a lot and pulling off to the side to retire his car here in round 1 as well. Another lockup, bringing us down to P8, P9 as Ocon passes us. Mick Schumacher is in points. And no, I do not plan on letting Mick Schumacher and Magnussen pass me so that both Haas cars can get points. As we come down DRS zone number 2, we take the inside dive on Ocon, taking back our P8. Looking ahead to Alonso and Norris, who are about 2 to 3 seconds ahead of us.
Great pass.
Also, while we look ahead to not spin out at that turn, or turn 4 again. Ocon getting a little bit ahead of us. I think he got ahead of us just enough for us to get DRS on this front straight, and we take the lead on him. We're going to use that to pull away from him and get closer to them.
21.0 seconds.
For whatever reason, I just can't seem to keep my car from spinning. as we are once again in P9 behind Ocon. Did a little touchy-touchy back here. At this point, I just want to finish in the top 10, so Red Bull doesn't think they made a complete and total waste of a contract on me. Oh no. And coming to the end of the 27th lap, about to start the second to last lap of the first round here in Bahrain. It looked like I had a chance to get in front of Ocon and possibly pass Lando Norris, but it slipped right out of my grasp as my car decided to spin once again.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
And coming around the last turn on the final lap, we have Carlos Sainz racing to the finish line to be the first winner of this series. Carlos Sainz takes the checkered flag, followed by Lewis Hamilton, followed by Sergio Perez, who is your top three. Carlos Sainz comes across the line. George Russell comes across the line. And we might have to wait a little bit because 13 seconds behind, coming around the last turn, fighting with Fernando Alonso as they come down the back straight. Fernando Alonso does have the DRS, but Lando Norris gets 6th place. Fernando gets 7th. And here comes CringeyJesse to cross the line at P8. Esteban Ocon taking P9. And Mick Schumacher, who's coming around the last straight, taking P10, getting points for the Haas racing team. Kevin Magnussen gets 11. Zhou Guan Yu gets 12th. I guess this was the end of the race, so nothing else was recorded. Yuki Tsunoda gets 13th. Pierre Gasly in 14th. 15th is Valtteri Bottas, who did start in the first top 10, but unfortunately, as we saw earlier, spun out and has to come in way down here. At least he got top 15. Unfortunately, that is not points. Sebastian Vettel in 16. Alexander Albon in P17. 18 is Nicholas Latifi. And then your did not finishes of Daniel Ricciardo and Lance Stroll. And that's it, folks. Your Bahrain International Round 1 of 2022 of your 10-race series. First year of me driving for Red Bull. I did start in 4th, but I came in P8. We saw the many spins that I had. Unfortunate race here for us. Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton, and Sergio Perez are your top 3. They will get the most points here. Charles Leclerc does get the fastest lap, so he gets that extra point. Now looking here at the standings for your driver standings, it stands as we have finished. Everybody is exactly where they finished. Mick Schumacher here getting 1 point for the Haas racing team. They start strong here in 2022. Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton, and Sergio Perez are your first top 3 of the season. Looking over here at the constructor standings, we have Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull taking up your top 3. McLaren in 4th, Alpine in 5th, Haas in 6th with a point. I am sorry, that is still shocking to me. Congratulations, Haas. It's also a little biased of me if you're watching my Formula 1 manager team videos, because I am the manager of the Haas F1 team in that video series as I try to make them championship contending racers. Your last 4 teams with absolutely 0 points is Alfa Romeo in 7th, AlphaTauri in 8th, Aston Martin in 9th, and Williams in 10th. Well, that's going to wrap this one up, folks. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed Formula 1 22 Round 1. We will be back with Round 2. I do not remember where it is. I can't remember if it's in Jeddah or if it skipped Jeddah and went somewhere else. I think it's in Jeddah. I could be very wrong. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, these are your first standings of the season. this is the end of the first video of the season. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm telling you, I put out videos of all sorts. Formula 1 22, Formula 1 Manager, 2K, PGA Tour, and some ins and outs. We got some action, we got some horror. I do all kinds of things. If you like watching me play these video games and you want to chat while I'm playing these video games, you should definitely check out my Twitch. It is also at CringeyJesse, where I play live on Twitch every single night. I just do it for fun. I'm trying to hang out. I'm trying to chill. I'm also trying to grow on YouTube and Twitch as well. If you want to know when I'm going live on Twitch, you should definitely follow my Twitter. I usually share my lives to my Twitter so that everybody can see and anybody can join. If you like just regular comedy skits, you should definitely check me out on TikTok with the same name, at CringeyJesse. Twitter's also the same name, at CringeyJesse. And I do have an Instagram. I don't really post a lot on it, but you should follow it, at CringeyJesse. CringeyJesse is the name. Remember it. Until next time, folks, I really hope you enjoyed. Like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come back. I hope you come back. Until next time, be safe, be happy, do what you want to do in life, and have fun doing it. I hope to see you again. Until then, I'll catch you next time.